Man, we back at it again with another episode of Locked In, man. Welcome to episode 27. Got another guest for y'all today. Got my boy Xzai, otherwise also known as Xzai Smooth, whatever you want to call him. So I'm gonna basically just go ahead and let Xzai introduce himself to y'all real quick.
What's up, y'all? My name's Zay. I'm from Northeast DC. It's just Zay. A lot of people call me Zay Smooth because of my Instagram, but it's just Zay. I'm 17 years old, still a senior in high school, and I just love making music. So,
For sure. So, when did you first realize you wanted to start getting into music? Like, how old were you, and how did the whole music thing come about?
uh, well, I've always been music has always been in my life since I was like a little kid. Like my mom, she's from West Africa.
Okay.
So I've always grew up listening to different kind of music, especially being from DC. So I was listening to go-go, rap, R&B, Hispanic music. I was listening to everything. So that's always been in my life. But regarding taking music seriously and really wanting to be an artist, I was in ninth grade. My man's was an artist. And people always be freestyling and stuff in school, stuff like that. And so he was like, man, you can really rap, bro. I got to get you on a song. I was like, all right. So I did a song with him. It got like 2,000 views, something like that. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And so everybody was like, yo, you got to start making your own music, start writing. And I always wrote, but I never wrote nothing because you know how sometimes you can write something, but it's not that good because you don't plan on putting it out. I wrote something that was actually serious. I want to put this out. And my sister is also an artist, and she was filming a music video at the studio she was with at the time. And I went there, and she was like, yo, I want y'all to come to the studio, come watch me do the music video. I was like, bet. And so she told the engineer there that I was an artist, and it was around my birthday. So I had money, so I was like, let me get an hour. And I did the song. Everyone was hyping me up. He was like, wow, he's so young. And he got these bars. And then I put this song out. And this is my first song. It's called Mud. It's my most popular song to this day. And at first, it got like 20,000 views. And now it's at 40,000. So I was like, if people mess with me that much, I got to keep going. So,
Man,
yeah.
that's 20,000 views. And then to do it at such a young age, you still got more time to, develop yourself as an artist and things like that. But, I know you previously just mentioned go-go and, you being from DC, go-go is a huge thing in DC. Did that music influence you any type of way to, start your music? Did go-go influence you in any type of way?
Um, hmm. Actually, growing up, even though it's again big part of my life being from DC. I wasn't. I'm gonna get hate for this. I wasn't really the biggest fan of go-go. Go-go, even my parents said this when go-go first came out, it was very different from what it was now as growing
Right.
up. And I wasn't the biggest fan growing up, but now it's starting to be more I guess unique, and more people are coming out doing go-go, remixing a bunch of songs with go-go, all that. So I wouldn't say really affected the sound that I have, but I can appreciate go-go, if that makes any sense.
Most definitely. So I actually got a chance to look at some of your music, and I want to talk about your EP projects that you had, Xzai's World. First off, I just want to ask you, what made you come up with that title for the EP, Xzai's World, and then what was the whole process into making that EP as well?
Uh, I don't know. I didn't really have a specific reason for making the stage. I don't think. I just thought, oh, Zay. Really, it was funny because I had a cover art in mind when I was making Zay's World. And so at first I wasn't going to make an EP. So let's backtrack a little bit. So back when I was first started making music, the engineers that I was working with, they had this kind of label thing. And, I was very new I knew music, but I didn't really know the industry. So they were like, yeah, man, I really messed with your music. You hard for such a young age. Let's, I want you to make an EP so we can talk business. I'm gonna get you shows, all that, yada yada yada. And he was like, I was like, all right, bet. I was not planning on making an EP like at all,
Right.
and I didn't make an EP. Um, and so later on in my career, because I feel like I wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Right.
dropped,
Definitely a process into making those type of things. You don't want to rush it. I know
yeah,
what you're
like
saying.
I dropped 2 singles, and I was like, I'm not gonna drop a whole project after only dropping 2 singles. Like no one even knows, like no one knows who I am. And so didn't feel like I told people because I felt, I guess I could say that I felt pressured to make an EP because I was like, oh, all these like adults and big people want me to do so and so, so I gotta do it. I don't got a choice. And I stopped. And at first, I did start making the EP, but then I stopped because I just didn't want to do it anymore. My heart, I don't like doing things that my heart isn't in because I
Right.
know the final product isn't going to be good. That original EP was called Tape 16, trash name. I was going to drop it on my 16th birthday, but I was like, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't
Right.
feeling it. So I told my supporters not making a project. But later on the line, everyone still asked me to pick a project, drop more and more singles. Like I dropped a song with KL. And so I felt like I was ready. So I was like, Xzai's World. It just came to me. And so, yeah.
So, talking about the whole music process and your EP, COVID affected a lot of things for a lot of people. Did that affect your music process in any way? Like, was it harder to get in studios or certain things like that?
At the start, it did. But thankfully, my engineer that I work with, MJ, they still putting in that work, getting artists and music because they realize everybody got to work. You know what I'm saying? So for the first few weeks of COVID, there wasn't any studios open, but then they opened pretty early. They had like safe precautions, like wipe everything down if you use it, like that. So thank God I could still make my music. So I haven't been
Most definitely.
greatly affected, which I really do appreciate.
Any upcoming projects that you want to let the audience know about?
Uh, I I had a recent performance and I announced that I do have a project coming called Dreams Can Be Reality. I don't have an official date and it is almost done. That's all I'm gonna say for now. That's all
What
I'm gonna
made
say.
you want to call it dreams, to reality? Like, what made you want to
Dreams Can Be
call it?
Reality. I just that's just how I feel about life. Dreams, like if
Definitely.
you work hard enough, your goal. Like a lot of people, and especially with that stigma of being a young black man and being a rapper, a lot of people they're like, have you ever wanted to do something that you really appreciate and people are like, oh, only so and so people make it, or only a certain number of people make it, you should just give up and quit? Has that ever happened to
Oh
you?
yeah, like most definitely. But
Yeah,
I look at it as like, anything you put your mind to, you can do. Don't worry about what people saying or, what they how their feedback or how they feel about it. You gotta truly do what's in your heart, your gut feeling, and that's gonna take you a long way. I tell that to
exactly.
my family and people all the time. Whatever you feel like you want to do in life, and you just you go 110% in. Double down on yourself, bet all on yourself. So that's how I look at life, and that's how I'm continuing to look at it.
Exactly. That's also how I look at things. And that's kind of why I made the title Dreams Can Be Reality, because they can. You
Right.
shouldn't stop yourself from chasing what you believe in because a few people couldn't. I feel as though people do that because somebody older than them told them that. And so it kind of crushed their spirit to want to chase what they want to really do in life. And so now they're kind of bestowing that like energy to younger people, which I don't think is cool. So that's kind of why I named the Dreams Can Be Reality, because they can.
Who would you say is your biggest inspiration for the music? What makes you want to get up every day and just say, I'm gonna grind on the music and just put on my all into it? Like, what's your biggest inspiration, or who's your biggest inspiration?
Um, Honestly, my biggest inspiration is the people around me. I have
Great answer.
so much, and I'm not like huge yet at all, so I don't really like calling them fans. So for now, like they're like my biggest inspiration are my
You say
supporters.
supportive, right?
They're the ones like sometimes I know, even though I love making music, sometimes I take a long nap and I don't, and I already booked the studio session, and part of me just wants to be like, man, I don't feel like doing this today. I'm tired. I already recorded something, but for me, I know that my supporters expect music out of me like just the other day, and it like took me by surprise. This random person DM'd me and they were like, yo, they weren't even from the DMV. They were like from a completely different state. They're like, yo, I heard your music, I like this song, blah blah blah, and I'm putting all my friends onto you up next. But I was like, and stuff like
Love.
that just make, that's what I'm saying, like that's fan support. Like this one, I remember early in my career, this one dude, he recorded his daughter. It was her birthday and she was dancing to my music. And I was like,
That's love.
it's just, it's just things like that that I'm like, there's no way I can take any type of breaks. I got to keep going. And I inspire myself because I have things that I want for myself in my life. And I know that me taking breaks is just going to take me longer to get there. So, yeah.
And then I was just so I know you recently touched on we got a chance to talk and you say you do a little bit of videography. What made you want to start video? Because you know you big fella, you singing R&B. You know what I mean? What makes you want to start doing videography and things like that? What makes you want to start getting into that type of stuff?
Kind of like music. I just love like taking photo. Like photography and video is just like such a beautiful art form that I feel like sometimes goes, because it's not traditional as what people imagine as art, I feel like goes under the radar. And so I've always loved photography and video. I've actually had like DLSR. Wait, DLSR, yeah, DLSRs in the past, taking photos and things like that, of just sunsets, water, things like that. And I know that video can make you money. You can make money off it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm about to be out of high school, and I want a way to make money that is, because I don't have a problem with not people who do 9 to 5s. I don't have a problem with me getting a 9 to 5, but if I can do something that I have interest in and that will help me further my goals, and I make money from it, that's just a win-win.
Right, that's the ultimate dream. Doing
Yeah,
something that you love. You know, I tell people this all the time. There's nothing wrong working 9 to 5. Sure, I work a
yeah,
9 to 5 right now. But I know what my bigger goal in life is, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna keep pushing until I reach that goal. And so far, it's been going really great for me. You know, I'm getting out different opportunities off the podcast and things like that. So my advice to you is just stay on the path that you want. Don't ever let nobody tell you that you can't do it or, you know, nah, this is the right path to take. Follow your gut and follow what you're doing because what you're doing is great. And people watching from the outside, you know what I'm saying? So just keep doing what you're doing and staying on the right path. You know, I'm gonna definitely keep supporting you and start tuning into your music, you know, and I definitely had to have you on here for that. But just talk a little bit about where you see yourself in the next 5 years. Because in the next 5 years, you'll be 22. You'll be out of high school, doing what you
that's
do. You know what I mean? I know you probably can't wait to graduate. Who can't wait to graduate school? But where do you see
real.
yourself in the next five? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Ooh, man, 22. I didn't even think about it. Think about it that way. That's crazy. Wow. Next 5 years, I definitely see my popularity is slowly growing, and I have such like a good marketing and business mindset, so that's really helping me. With my growing popularity, I see myself being pretty big in 5 years. I don't know
That's the right
exactly
monster
how big.
path.
I don't know how big I'll be, but one day I'll definitely be one of the biggest names in the game. But in 5 years, I don't know. But I know I'll be doing something. That's all that matters.
For sure.
Something big. I might
Most,
not know what it is or what type of thing it is, but I know it'll be big.
most definitely. So, you know, you being I listen to your music and you got like melodies and things like that. You make love songs. Just for the ladies out there, what's next, bro? You know what I'm saying? They looking for something. You got to give them a hit, something that's gonna make them dance, all types of stuff. So just let them know what you got upcoming for the ladies, because I know they're going to be tuning into this. You know, this your chance, bro. Just basically tell them what you got in store for them.
Uh, I don't know. I just write whatever whatever I'm feeling. That's what I write. But if the ladies want something like a specific type of song, a twerking song, dance song, love song, just hey, comment on it and I'll write it. I swear to God. If
Most
females start
definitely.
commenting, I want so and so song, I got y'all. I pro I got something like that on the upcoming EP too. I'm
Sure.
not gonna name the song, but
Yeah, you
I feel
can't give
like
out
the
your
lady.
content, bro. Don't give out the content. You gotta
I can't give them
keep
all
it in the
that, but I
stash.
feel like
Keep it in the stash.
I'm still in the production part of the project, so I'm always be down to add more songs to the track list. So if ladies, if that's what y'all want, just comment it on my Instagram or DM me, and I got y'all.
Most definitely. Ladies, y'all heard them first. That's all we gonna say. We ain't even gonna get too much into it. Ladies, y'all heard it first. Y'all heard it
Facts.
from my man Xzai himself. Most definitely. But the last thing I'm gonna ask you two more things. Who
Mm.
would you want, or have you ever thought about who your dream collaboration would be if you don't link up with any other artist? And I tell people this all the time, it don't even gotta be a major artist. Just any artist that you genuinely like, you listen to their music, you rocking with them from day one. Who would that dream collaboration be for you?
Mm. There's, it's like I've never really thought. Well, sometimes I do, but I've never really thought about it as like one artist would collab with. It's kind of a list. Sadly, I know one big collab that I wanted to do was Juice World, but sadly he passed away.
Most
So
definitely. Rest in peace, Juice.
that kind of sucked for multiple reasons, not just for my own personal reasons. But J. Cole is definitely one of them. I think he's like lyrically wise. And I know a lot of people. It's like a J. Cole Kendrick, J. Cole Kendrick. I still feel as though J. Cole, like lyrically wise, is probably one of the best in the game. And I feel like just doing music with him, you'll just it looks like it would just be an experience. Like not just getting a banger out, but like I feel like he can just teach you things. He seems like he'll be like a really cool mentor.
Yeah, most definitely. He definitely seems
And
like he'll be a great mentor.
probably another artist I want to collab is Drake, man. That dude, that man can rap. Like it's just like hits come out of this dude.
Right.
And I just kind of want to see his process, pick at his brain a little bit. But like he's also like hilarious. Like the dude's funny. Like I mean he used to be an actor, so I just feel like he'll be a cool guy to hang out
Yeah, I
with
remember
and
him on
just
Degrassi. I seen, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't never really get to Degrassi like that. I just couldn't take it
that
seriously. My
neither
man in
did
a
I. But
wheelchair.
you can just see in his recent videos like the dude is funny. So
Most
yeah.
definitely. Then the last thing I'm gonna ask you is, when it's all said and done, what do you want your legacy to be? What do you want people to remember Zay as when it's all said and done?
Man, that's a good question. I want people to remember Zay as just the kid with a dream. I grew up in not the best places. Grew up some hard places in DC. I grew up in two of like the worst neighborhoods in DC at the time. So I don't like bragging about like rappers be like I made it out the struggle. Da, 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 da. I don't really like doing that. But I just want people to know that I'm a hard worker, especially when it comes to my passions, and that yeah, I'm a
Wow,
hard worker.
sure. Man, all I gotta say is just keep grinding. You know, have tunnel vision with it. Whatever you want to do in life, have tunnel vision with it.
Versatile. My bad to cut you off, but
Now go
I
ahead.
would love people to remember my legacy as someone who is super versatile and really just
Okay.
understands music. Kind of like you listen to Tyler the Creator.
Nah, not really.
Nah, he's not like he has some very controversial music, but he just understands music. Like it's not about lyrics. Like he composes his own pieces. All that. I want to be known as someone who isn't just a rapper. I don't want to be classified as a rapper. I want to be classified as an artist because I
Exactly.
pride myself on versatility. And I just want people to know that I understand music and I'm just not the rapper Zay.
Right. That's a very. I appreciate you made that comment. You know, I want to be remembered as an artist, not a rapper, because people, you know, look at rappers and think they just talking about, you know, drugs, guns, sex, violence. But for you to say that you're an artist and have that mindset at such a young age is a huge thing, man. Because most people don't get that. So I just gotta say, have tunnel vision with it, man. Don't stop. You know, always look to get better at what you're doing. You know, when you succeed on one thing, look to accomplish more, and always just stay humble with yourself. Like I always tell people, just stay down, double down, and bet it all on yourself. Because at the end of the day, you gotta love yourself. So just keep doing what you're doing. You definitely gonna have my support. We definitely gonna, you know, tap in, man. You know, to do more things. But you got my support for sure. And just keep going, man. And before we end today's episode, this episode was sponsored by Off the Hustle, where you can't be a hustler without ambition. Go get your content, your merch, whatever you want at ldhapparel.com. And that's it for episode 27 of Locked In. Make sure y'all tune in for next week's episode and continue to stay locked in.
Shout out Locked In Podcast.
My boy.